behavioral part, we have three different things. First of all, making a good impression. Secondly, you have to be friendly. And the last one, you have to be sensitive to the needs of our guests. Okay, now I would like to talk about the first point, making a good impression. You will be the very first thing of your tour that our tourists are seeing. And everything related to you, and even your bike. I mean, if you're a driver like me, I have to try out tourists on my bike. So you and your bike will be the very first thing that affects your first impression. And of course, making a good or bad impression can affect the quality of your tour. So I will show you some of my tips to make a good impression. As a guide, you have to pay attention to either your appearance or the appearance of your vehicle. You should have a good personal hygiene. I mean, you make sure that you shower and use deodorant. Deodorant means you have to release your smell. And make sure you shave and brush your hair. If you're a woman, you should put on a modest amount of makeup. A little bit lipstick, a little bit eyeliner, eyebrow, but just a little bit. Just a modest amount of it. Not too much. You don't want to scare people, right? And also, you have to pay attention to your teeth and your breath. No one wants to listen to a guy with a bad breath, right? And make sure that your clothes have to be clean and pressed and in good condition. Okay, and also, if you're going to take them to your car or your bike, you have to make sure that they're in an excellent working order and they must be clean. I mean, they can't run out of gas on the way, right? Oh, stop, let me fill the gas. You can't do it on the tour, right? And one of the things that comes up into my mind about you, today, some of you are a little bit late, right? When you work with a foreigner, you shouldn't be late. Because if you're late, you will make a bad impression. They usually work on time, right after time. If you have an appointment at 2 p.m., you have to show up at 2 p.m. No more late. You can be early to make a good preparation to welcome them, but not late. Remember it? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to criticize you, it's just to remind you about this, make you better. And I'm talking about being friendly. Let me see what I'm doing. This. A good tour guide always likes meeting new people. And he or she is innovative, quick-witted, and interesting. To be a good tour guide, you should be in good sense of humor and always smile. All of this is important because otherwise, your guests will enjoy themselves no matter how good your tour is. For example, think about you going to a store and meeting a cranky salesperson. Unless you really need what they are selling, you will leave and buy nothing, right? That's exactly the same thing happened on your tour, except they can't leave because they booked you and they probably stick with it. And but I'm sure that in their heads they will think, oh my God, what a horrible experience, and this is my vacation, huh? And I'm sure that they will never return or recommend your tour to their friends or family or somebody else. And of course, you and your company will be a loser. So please remember. And getting the habit of smiling and being a good sense of humor will make your own experience as a guide much more enjoyable. Habit forming, so make them a part of your daily outlook and a part of your life. You smile all day, everywhere you meet people, just smile at them. Nobody hates you. And let me think, being friendly also means you need to putting your guests at ease. At ease, I mean you make them feel comfortable on your tour. They have to feel comfortable to ask you to talk with you, to share information with you. And one of the best ways of doing this is to ask them short, easy questions about themselves. You should ask them some questions about how the vacation went and to determine how they are willing to talk to you, how receptive they are, and then judge by the responses to determine how receptive they are. Receptive means, are they willing to talk to you? Are they willing to share information with you? But don't ask very personal questions like whether they're married or not. This is still a very professional relationship. Please remember, don't ask very personal questions. And I have a thing like being humor is essential. You have to have a good sense of humor to make them laugh, to make them feel comfortable, but not display too much. Just enough, because some tourists, they would feel very annoyed if you talk to them a lot, if you joke a lot. Humor can be a perfect tool to add any tension or add an extra layer of entertainment for our guests. But it doesn't mean that you can joke all the time, especially with discerning or elderly person. So be flexible. It can be the perfect tool if you know how or where to use it. Please remember. And now I'm going to tell about the last point. Being sensitive to the needs of our guest. Being sensitive means a good tour guide, you always remain very flexible. And you always think about the comfort of our guests above everything else. This includes you looking at your guests and assessing their abilities. This can be a dedicated teacher situation. For instance, you should observe the reaction of the guests to determine whether they are scared or not. If they're really scared, you should actively calm them down as quickly as you can. And one of my tips, at the beginning of your tour, spell out in detail what you're going to do, what the weather will be, how long you will be gone, or what the tourists need to do on your tour. Even if you've gone through all this before, I mean, you send them an email, the itinerary, or call them and tell them, just do it again at the very beginning of your tour. Is make sure that they know the itinerary and they're ready for the tour. So that's all. That's all our experience to share with all of you. Hope that it's useful and you guys enjoy it. Thank you for listening.